So a lot of you have been asking me why I don't rank any of the 4+ sets or where the 4+ sets are on my lists, and that really started to make me think, am I missing out on these 4+ sets? Clearly I must be, because so many of you have been asking me to rank them in my lists. So today, I'm going to rank every single Ninjago 4+ set made. Now before I begin this video, I will be including all junior sets. I understand that the junior sets are not Ninjago sets, but rather junior sets that fall under the sub-theme of Ninjago. But I will still be including them because I know that half of you would comment saying, oh, you're missing these sets if I didn't include them. And I just don't want to deal with that, alright? Additionally, I will be starting with the best set and finishing with the worst set. Lastly, there are no rules. Whatever I say goes, and if you have a problem with that, then don't watch this video. The first set is the last set that released under the Juniors Ninjago sub-theme, Zane's Ninja Boat Pursuit. At $20, it wasn't terribly overpriced, including a weird temple build, a bike, and the star of the show, Zane's boat. This set is very mid and not that fun to play with. I never bought this set and opted to buy another larger $20 boat to play with in the bathtub. By the way, the reason this is number 1 is because the Zane boat can float. Next up is Lloyd's Ninja Street Bike, which is the first 4+ set on this list. This is a completely unoriginal set, with the bike being a complete ripoff of the 4+ blade cycle, but I have this higher because it has more pieces and the side temple is cooler. Thing is, this definitely still sucks compared to the other $10 sets that came out this year. Kai's Blade Cycle is the OG version of the Lloyd bike. This isn't a good remake of the Blade Cycle, but it's better than everything else on this list, which isn't saying much. I only have the Snake Showdown this high on the list because it's only $15, which is actually somewhat reasonable for a junior set, although it is still overpriced compared to normal sets. Additionally, the minifigures are cool. The Serpentine staff is weird though, so weird that I refuse to call it a Venomari staff. Kai and Ross's battle thing isn't any good. All you have to do is look at the tricycle that they're trying to pass off as a bike that can't do anything against this Kai car. The only thing that's good about it is that this is the cheapest way to get Lord Ross. For some reason, so many of you think that this is actually a real set. Yes, I get that this stupid thing ended up being in the show, but at the end of the day, you're delusional if you think this is any good, especially compared to literally any normal $10 Ninjago set. This hasn't stopped you from asking me where Cole's speeder car is in my ranking videos though, so if you must know, this thing is at last. I actually wasted 70 cents on this thing just to make a video that took 4 months to make. That would never happen with a real set. This isn't a good set, but Just Too Good likes it because he thinks it's $10. I actually bought this set because I found it early, and that was a total mistake. I wouldn't recommend it, and while the Lloyd figure is cool, you can literally just recreate that figure by buying other sets. Nothing from that figure is exclusive. I will say though, if this was $10, it'd actually be a good set. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at here. This is the absolute worst J-Dragon ever, if you can even call it that. Imagine if this was the first dragon you ever got. You probably would never want a real Ninjago dragon because you got a Juniors dragon that one time and you think it's a Ninjago set when it's actually just a sub-theme of Juniors and not actually a real Ninjago set. The rest of this is whatever. The temple build is okay and the Venomari helicopter is okay, but the Venomari figure is just so cursed.
Look at this dude.
Kai's Fire Dragon has actually aged better with time, and the only reason for that is because they actually made a real legacy Kai's Fire Dragon. My brother made a video about this set called basically Cole's Speeder Car, and if you choose to go and watch that video, you might be able to appreciate the tone of this video a little bit better, especially once we get further down on this list. Nia and Aaron's 4+ set is another one of those what am I looking at sets. I will say, the Nia Dragon is better than the Jade Dragon from the Lost Temple, but everything else is either the same or worse. I mean, just compare the temple in this one to the temple from the Lost Temple. And look, I get that this one has all these minifigures, but does it have Cursed Venomari Guy? Plus it's $5 more, so it's definitely worse. Next up is Lloyd's Ninja Mech. This is just Jay's Electro Mech, but better. Since all 4+ sets are the same level as regular sets, I can't recommend this at all. Even though it's $10, Zane's Power Up Mech Evo is better and the same price. Can you believe this thing is $45? Not only is that a complete scam, but the set itself isn't even that good. Like, why do we have two 4+ Nia Dragons available, plus the Water Dragon Evo, and the actual good Seabound Water Dragon? None of that matters though. A couple days ago, I was at Walmart and I found this set for $22, and not even at that price did I consider buying it. And the thing is, it's not like there was one left either. There was like 4 or 5 left because no one's buying it at that price. Hfmasters, how could you have Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty below the Ninja Dragon Temple? I'll tell you how. LEGO thought that us Ninjago fans would be fine with getting a remake of the Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty as a 4+ set, but not actually getting a real remake. Seriously? I understand that we got a Legacy Destiny's Bounty, but if you were gonna make this as a 4+ set, you should have just made a real Legacy version of it. This would be infinitely better if it was just a 4+ version of the original Destiny's Bounty, because I'd be way less salty. Speaking of salt, the next thing on this list is the Storm Fighter Battle. Now you might be wondering why this is so high, or rather low on this list. It's because they gave us a Legacy Fangpire truck in this set. This makes me so angry, because if they were gonna do this for a 4+ set, why couldn't they have just given us some real villain Legacy sets? It's so lame of LEGO to have made this Fangpire truck as a 4+ set, yet literally never even consider remaking a single villain set throughout Legacy. The salt is real with this one. Everyone knew that this would top the list and be the worst 4+ set of them all. Jay's Electromech is absolute garbage. This thing is so punchable. I promise you all, one day I will absolutely destroy this set. It blows my mind that they decided to release a $20 4+ Electromech thinking everyone would be so happy when they could have just released a $20 Legacy Electromech that would have been way better. The worst thing about this is there is literally nothing comparable or redeemable about this. This is literally the only way to get a Legacy Electromech. Guess new isn't always better. Absolutely garbage bottom tier set. Now normally I'd end the video here, but I want to make sure I get my point across. All these 4+ and junior sets would be fine but overpriced sets if you only compared them to each other or other similar sets. The thing is, so many of you are always asking me to include these sets in my lists. But if I compare them to even the worst regular Ninjago sets, these will never stand a chance. So can we stop with all these comments asking, oh, where are these sets? They're not good compared to regular sets, and I don't want to start every list with these sets at the bottom.